Hey everyone, the Sephora VIB sale is back again. You know, they had that one in August for the new BeautyInsider program to kind of launch that. This is their regular one that they do twice a year. I'll put all the details down in the description box below of the sale details when the dates are. And I just did that video, so I'm going to link both of those videos below because I was really struggling today to pull together some recommendations that weren't all duplicates of what I talked about already. And so I pulled together, I'm only going to do one video because those two videos were quite extensive and they covered a lot of things. So this is just a few more things that I've used or forgot to add in that video, and I thought I would kind of combine skincare and makeup. Do I have any body? I don't think I have any body. One hair product all in one video, and then I also will share my haul in a second video, so stay tuned for that. Let's get started. You know, I call these like the non-sexy, the unsexy products. The products that you use every day, like an eyeshadow primer or I don't know, just like things that you need all the time. One is my Hourglass brow tool. I wear this every day. I've tried out different brow products over the years. This is the only one that I continuously go back and buy. I love the spoolie. I go between the ash color and soft brunette, I believe. Yes, I believe that's the shade. I'm wearing the ash today. It's a little bit darker, but I love the soft brunette. I feel like the ash shows up a little bit better on camera. It's a little bit darker, and I love the soft brunette for just like day-to-day brows, but I can wear both all the time. It's just, I don't know, the formula is like no other. The spoolie is like no other. Okay, this I needed to show. I'm wearing the palette today on my eyes. I did a little more of a dramatic eye than I normally do. And the Natasha Denona Gold palette. I mean, I've never tried any of her products before, and they're quite pricey. And I was like, what's the deal with, like, they're so pricey, and like, why are they so expensive? There is, what do we have here? 15 shadows in the gold palette. The texture is like nothing I've ever tried before. The shimmer, there's some glitter and there's some shimmer. I mixed a shimmer and a glitter and then matte in the crease. I believe I did this shade. No. This one in the corner mixed with this one in the top. This is more of a shimmer. This is more glitter. And then I mixed some matte shades in the crease and then the dark brown as the liner. The formula is stunning. It's pigmented, but not too much where you're constantly going to be blending out. The shimmer is gorgeous. It just glides right on. The glitter, I thought there was going to be more fallout, but there's not. It's really glittery in the palette. And I just was like, that's really glittery. Can I wear that for day? Yes. The glitter I like to kind of use with my finger or a brush. I have just been blown away by this palette. Like I said, I'm going to do a tutorial with it to show you how I've been using the colors. But I mean, this is like a basic look that I've been doing. And it's a couple different shades, but it lasts all day, blends beautifully, not too intense. I'm sold. I just love the palette. So now I'm more intrigued to try more of her products. Next, this I bought during the last Sephora sale, and I just still love it. The Marc Jacobs Omega eyeshadow in Primo. This is just like a nice shimmery shade. I know some of you use this as a highlight on the skin. I like it on the lid, but it would be beautiful as a highlight. The texture is creamy and smooth and perfect. I was thinking about getting another eyeshadow during the sale for his, but I think I'm going to stick with this one for now, but I would get more colors. There's no fallout. It's kind of a buttery shimmer. It's not a very glittery or chunky shimmer at all. And then Marc Jacobs, the Flesh and Fantasy blush that I talked about in my fall makeup video. I love his blushes in general, but this one especially is just like a nice, I don't know. It's hard to even see. I really have to, it does show up when I use a brush, but the color is very subtle. It's a brownish rose, maybe. I just think that it's gorgeous for fall if you want a little more of a muted, neutral cheek. The Laura Mercier Matte Highlight. Forgot how much I love this. It's like a matte highlight, which you're like, what does that mean? It's really unique. It's a baked powder, so unfortunately, the color will go everywhere. So when you put your brush in, it goes everywhere. However, that doesn't mean that it's going to look overly powdered on the skin or there's going to be powder all over the place. It's a very, I would say it's a subtle highlight because of the matte effect, but still gives a nice sheen to the cheekbones. This formula, I love her bronzer in this formula, the Matte Radiance baked powders. Love the bronzer, love the matte highlight. Just a real, I feel like you could get away with this for daytime if you don't wear a lot of makeup, but you just want your cheekbones to glow just a little bit. Maybe like that, like, oh, my skin just naturally looks like this, which it doesn't, it's makeup. But I feel like that can give you that effect versus those like Instagram highlights, which are like, I'm gonna save that for Instagram. And then lipstick, I still love the Donatella in Pat McGrath. I'm wearing it today. However, I have to apply just a small amount because I can apply too much and it will look muddy. So I just have to, I kind of just one on the bottom, one swipe on the top, and maybe just like touch up by dabbing, but I cannot go multiple times like I do with most of my lipsticks because my lips will look like mud. The formula is beautiful though. It's a creamy, full coverage, opaque lipstick. However, it's not very long wearing, but not very drying. It feels like there's a lot of slip to it, but it doesn't slip off your lips. Her lipsticks, these are the Luxe Trance lipsticks. If you've never tried them, they're beautiful. Highly recommend picking up one, if not many. The Donatella one's a great shade, but there's many good shades she has in the line. A red that I love for any time of year, but we're going into the holidays and everyone wants to wear more red. Charlotte Tilbury Tell Laura. I'm glad I can finally talk about this color because in a Sephora video, because Sephora now carries it, and I've been talking about it before in other videos. I wear it on my blog all the time. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous red. It's a red orange. I love it. It's bold, it's bright, it's in your face. This is not a subtle red. It's not a blue red. It is a very fire engine stop sign red. I will link below an Instagram post of me wearing it. You can see it's pretty close up, so you can see how it looks. It's absolutely beautiful. And do I have any other makeup? Yes. Burberry Pill Barley. If you want a great matte, easy base shade, not a base shade because it's brown. It's more of a taupey brown. There's like a hint of shimmer, but it's more just to give the color dimension, the powder dimension, rather than to show shimmer on the eyes. It's just a great color to sweep over the lid, and you can go in the crease, it's like a one and done kind of shadow. And it's a classic. It's been around forever. You can see, it shows up more. I know my hands are a little red. It does show up more when you put it on the eyelid. So I'm like, you're looking at it on my hand and it's like, meh, but it does show up much better on the eyelid. It's a classic. It always has been. I feel like it always will be unless they discontinue it. And in that case, that's awful. All right. Oh, I do have some more makeup. I'm like, what? My foundations were kind of sitting to the side. Dior Backstage foundation. I love it. I find that it gives a matte finish. I know some of you have said you don't find that. It's what I'm wearing today. It's definitely not a glowy foundation. I feel like it's definitely, it's more natural. But for me, it doesn't get very shiny, and it can look flat depending on how my skin, not a bad flat, a good flat, depending on how my skin is feeling that day. I love it. I love the finish. It lasts all day long, and I I can't say enough good things about it. The color, I mix 1N and 0N, a little bit more of the 1N and just a dab of the 0N, and it works perfectly. Born This Way multi-shaping concealer. I'm gonna keep talking about this. I haven't found a concealer that I like yet to rival this, so I will keep talking about it in videos. Sometimes I will use other things that I have, just kind of finish them if I have like a highlighter or like a very light brightening under the eyes that I like or something, but this is still my go-to concealer. I don't know when I'm going to be able to find one that is as good as this. I love it. I mean, I have other concealers that I like and enjoy, but the one that I keep talking about and for me, like, stands out in my mind, like what concealer to get, the Too Faced multi-use sculpting concealer. I wear the shade Almond and it's perfect. Not too bright, not too dark, just brightens up a little bit under the eyes. Very full coverage, but not drying. Doesn't settle into fine lines, lasts all day. I thought it was going to be one of those like YouTube, I call them like the YouTuber concealers, like they do the lots of concealer underneath the eyes and it really brightens up, and that's wonderful. That does not work for my skin. It's too much product under my eyes, really makes them look just dry, yucky, ugh. And I was like, that's going to be one of those products. It's not. I don't know how they managed to pack so much pigment, so much coverage, and yet it's weightless looking on the skin. It's magic. And I know many of you have purchased it and told me that you agree that it is magic. The rest are all skincare and some fragrance. I forgot to mention this in the last video, though I threw it down in my products down at the bottom because I know many of you kind of scroll through with all my links are there, and then sometimes I'll add in other products that I've forgotten to talk about in the video. One was the Kate Somerville Cold Cream Cleanser. Fantastic. It's a makeup remover. It's a moisturizing cleanser, makeup remover. It feels like cold cream. It's lovely. It's just light and fluffy and cooling and moisturizing and gets off makeup, but also makes your skin feel like a cloud afterwards. I don't know. It's like a cloud envelops your skin, and it's wonderful. Okay. If you haven't read my natural deodorant post that I did on my blog, I will link that below. If you did, then you're going to be like, oh yeah, okay, I already know that you changed your mind. If you didn't, then you have no idea that I changed my mind on the La Vanilla. I talked about this in a prior video, I don't know how long ago, and many of you were like, you're not doing natural deodorant the right way. You can't go back to your old and then natural some days. You have to stick with one or the other. So I decided to just stick with natural and see what happens. That blog post is, rather than going into all of it in the video, I'll link that blog post. It goes into more in depth into how long it took me to kind of start to see results. Long story long, the La Vanilla was my favorite. And once I used it exclusively, I fell in love with it. So it's in here. I would recommend it. I absolutely love it. I had like vanilla lavender or whatever. It smells fine. It's wonderful. And you'll read in that post my thoughts on natural deodorant. Do I feel that it's better than regular deodorant that has aluminum in it? I talk about that all in the post. I think my answers and thoughts will surprise you. Okay, the Ren Bioretinoid Oil, as we're going into fall and winter, love face oils. Obviously want a little bit more moisture, want a little bit more thickness to my skincare products, and love face oils. I've talked about the Ren Bioretinoid line forever. If you like the cream, I also would recommend the cream, but I wanted to pick out the oil because we're going into fall and winter and you tend to want to use face oils more in that time of the year. I cannot recommend this enough. It targets anti-aging concerns, fine lines, helps to even out the skin tone. But another benefit that's not ever mentioned, which is the reason why I've been talking about this line for 5 years, and it's one of the top selling lines on my blog, is because it treats breakouts. Yeah, and it's a natural form of retinol, so it's actually not traditional retinol. You can use it while nursing and pregnant, all that sort of thing, and I know that because I spoke to Ren and got the confirmation that you could. I used it while pregnant, but I got the confirmation from Ren that it is safe, and it's just a wonderful face oil. Another face oil that I love that I've recently kind of been using over the past, I don't know, few months, the Indie Lee Squalane Face Oil. Now, thing about this, it's extremely hydrating. I mean, a lot of face oils feel like they're very hydrating, but I feel sometimes that they just kind of moisturize the outer layer of the skin and my skin looks nice, but my skin still feels dehydrated. And I can feel it sometimes just by the end of the day, my skin will feel tight, or I can kind of see fine lines beginning to pop up. This is extremely hydrating, so I feel like it's going deeper. And it's a mix between a face oil and a serum. I use it as a face oil, so I use it as my last step. That's where I like to put face oils. I know some of you were like, I put it before moisturizer, but I like to do it after as my last step. But it's so liquidy and light that it feels like a serum, but it has the finish and slip of a face oil. Just wonderful. The Tatcha, they reformulated their powders, their enzyme powders. I have a blog post on all of those. I'll link that down below. And I'm back to using them. I like all of them, but I've been really reaching for the Gentle, the purple one. Recently, I don't know why, I've just been liking it the way my skin feels. I tend to like all of them, but they all are kind of targeted towards different skin types. I can use them all and I really enjoy them. But if you've never tried their enzyme powder, it's like daily exfoliant, but gentle enough to exfoliate and to be used daily. Sometimes you're like, daily exfoliant, I only want to exfoliate once or twice a week. This can be used daily. It's that gentle, and it's lovely. I first discovered her line back when she had like a small little etagere or whatever tower in Barney's, and she was just beginning. And I remember picking up one of these powders to review. I just started my blog and I wanted to find new products to review and that people were kind of buzzing about, but it wasn't too widely known. And I talked about it, and I've just fallen in love with her line. Since then, I'm back to her cleansing oil, the Tatcha cleansing oil. Love it. It's a medium weight cleansing oil, so not too thin and runny. So if you really like a thin cleansing oil, I don't know if you'll like this, but it's a medium weight, gets off every last stitch of makeup. It's lovely on the skin. Your skin afterwards feels very plump, very hydrated. It's wonderful. And, another cleanser, and I have a little sample size because I tried it in a sample box that I was reviewing, and I ordered the full size and it hasn't arrived yet. The IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cleanser. So I love the Melt Away Cleansing Balm. Talked about that before. This was new to me. It's a cleansing serum. So it's like a gel cleanser, and it foams up. I'm hesitant to say foam because it's so minimal, but it's the most luxurious, silky gel. It took off every last stitch of makeup, but I also love it as a second cleanse or a morning cleanse. Exceptionally hydrating for being slightly foamy. Wow. Just wow. That's another cleanser that IT Cosmetics has sucked me in with. So I love that one, and the Melt Away Cleansing Balm. I've been loving my Kerastase scalp scrub. But I'm almost out of it, and I pulled this out the other day because I have a small one. The Christophe Robin scalp scrub, sea salt scalp scrub. Wonderful. I talked about this for years. I kind of go between the two, and scalp scrubs are great because they help to remove buildup, but especially if you have oily scalps, like me, and you get flakes, like me, it really helps to kind of deep clean them without stripping them, and really helps to keep your scalps kind of comfortable. And for me, I find it gives me some volume. Lip balm, the Pharmacy Honey Bloom. This cute little stick lip balm. I love this thing. It really is nice. I like it during the day over lipsticks, before lipstick, at night as a treatment. It's just and so many lip balms nowadays are in pots, and I just love a stick still. So if you need just an extra add-on, try this one. 2 fragrances. I have the lighter version here, and because I'm out of the more intense version, but the Nest Midnight Fleur. I want to bring this out because if you're looking for a winter fragrance and you're like, I need something a little different. If you've tried this, then you know what I'm talking about. It's very unique. It is very strange in the best possible way. So maybe try Rollerball from the sale. If you're in store, try and smell it. It's just, I've been wearing it for years and years and years, and it's still so, every time I smell it, I'm like, so weird is the only way I can describe it, but weird in the best possible way. And then if you want to splurge, the Erin Rose de Grace, I've talked about it before. It is one of the best smelling rose fragrances. Many of you have purchased this over the years. I've been talking about this fragrance for like, yeah, Mary, we know you've talked about it enough. So many of you have purchased it over the years after I've talked about it, and the feedback I've gotten is like, yes, I don't like rose fragrances, and this is mind-blowing. It's very pricey, so you just need a small little spritz, but it is lovely. It will change your opinion about rose fragrances. And that's it. Those are all my recommendations. I'll do a haul video as well. I'll link the other 2 videos that I have recently back in August from the Sephora sale, because that has a ton more products that I didn't want to duplicate in this video. And I'd love to know what you're going to purchase, what you have purchased, all that good stuff. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.